Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 17th, 2018. Welcome to the Rancho, each and every one of you. Come be a fisher of men. I don't think a lot of people have done that to the extent that I have on YouTube, right, boys? Anyway, this is going to be my fishing tale today. I'm getting ready to go out with the boss and Janet on Friday for some deep sea fishing, and I'm getting excited at that. I think we're going to be salmon fishing, and it was so nice to break out and use my old, 1995 Penn Jigmaster here, the Penn 500 Jigmaster. This is when they were really made, really high quality materials before everything got totally plasticized. Well, enough of that. Come be a fisher of men. Nothing more fun than that, right? Anyway, guys, throw that all over the place. My fishing tale, and this is going to be this is a tale of frustration and let's get on with the story. Back in 1995, 1996, there was a spell where I lived in Honolulu, Hawaii, for about 9 months until I got rock fever. The place just started to drive me crazy. It was just small, one circle road around the island. Terrible traffic in Honolulu and expensive as hell, and you just burn out on things. It's paradise, but after a while, the price of paradise and everything, it becomes a bit much. But one of the things that I really enjoyed doing was shore fishing, going out to the windward coast early in the morning when the weather would permit, and fishing off of the coast and the lava rocks. And believe me, the first I learned two big lessons really quickly shore fishing. Number one is, no matter whatever happens, I don't care if somebody's coming up behind you with long knives drawn, don't ever turn your back on the ocean. The waves are super unpredictable. And number two, wear shoes that give you a grip on a really slippery reef, okay? The lava rock out there, because that cuts you like a knife. I went down one time and cut the hell around the skin around my ankles. I still have the scars to prove it. I went out and bought something called surf mockies, these things with, I don't know, it's almost like a Velcro material in the bottom of it, and I never slipped again. My goodness, the two lessons I learned. But I used to go out there in the morning and stand up. I used to like to get up at 5 o'clock and be out there before the sun came up and fishing. I could usually come home with maybe one or two fairly decent fish. I tried to always fish the incoming tide, which is always a good thing to do because fish always seem to bite better on the rising tide. One day I would stand out and there was this big, it was about 40 feet across and about maybe 100 feet deep. There was this carve out in the reef where there was like a little pool that, it wasn't a pool, it was open on one end, but, a lot of people would swim in there and jump in there. And some days I'd see fish in the morning real early in there, and I'd drop my bait in, and once in a while I would get something. It was a little risky because, it was a hard place to climb out of if you went down in there, if you slipped. Well, one day it was a really dark, overcast morning. It was threatening skies, and I looked down in that little bowl down there, that little tiny little bay, 40 feet across by about 100 feet long. And I saw this big tuna. And now I'd seen tuna coming really close to shore before. And this thing had to be like 80 pounds. I mean, this thing was big, right? So my eyes light up as big as Christmas tree lights, right? I got my bait in there. I'm dropping it down. I know this thing's not going to be there too long, right? It's kind of just scooting around. and looking for something to chomp on, and I'm dropping my bait in front of it like it's a damn carnival game. I look so stupid standing there, right here, fish. Let's try it over here, like you're trying to get the little goldfish at the carnival. It's a carnival game. After about 5 minutes of that, I mean, I had tuna fever, right? I'm thinking to myself, I could taste it, right? I mean, I could literally taste the damn tuna. Throw that, I was thinking about how I'm going to have some sashimi, and I'm going to grill that. And I'm thinking, where am I going to get some hickory wood? And this is going to be awesome to get this tuna. And I don't know what happened. The next thing, without even thinking, this thing was down like 6 feet. I got so pissed off that I could not hook this tuna no matter what I did. I didn't have a net, a throw net or anything. And I finally just put the rod down and I just jumped down. I jumped, I jumped down into this thing, and I started, luckily the water, it came up to about here on me, and I started running around trying to find the tuna and corner it, right? And I'm running around and the waves are coming in. I'm starting to get slapped around the rocks. And the tuna just takes. I mean, I'm down there trying to grab it like it's a grease pig at the country fair, right? And there's just no chance. The thing so fast. It finally takes off, and I'm like the tide's coming in, and the waves are getting bigger. And now I'm in the toilet bowl. Down here, and next thing I know, a couple locals come over and they're looking over the hole. A couple teenagers. Hey, how you doing, bro? What's up, man? Hey, I'm caught down here. Could you help me out? And they're like, yeah, man, I'll help you out. We're gonna help ourselves to your fucking fishing rod. And the little bastards just walked away with my fishing rod. I mean, it took me like an hour to get. What I actually ended up having to do was to try to walk out of that place and try to swim out and then come back on the beach on the other side. Now I'm thinking to myself, it's early morning. It's about 6:30 now. It's still pretty dark, right? It's in the winter time. And I've seen like shark fins out, and I'm swimming around, and I'm like, this is going to be a grand fitting finale for the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. Well, let me tell you, I cut the hell out of myself coming up on the rocks. And then when I got back up topside, I found, well, that actually my rod was still there. They had just moved it out of sight just to play a joke on me. And they had kept an eye out to make sure that I had gotten back to shore. Okay, which I thought was pretty cool because at that time, guys, although I was a good swimmer and I still am today, I didn't have the flotation equipment I have today. That's my fish story, and I'm sticking to it. Happy Tuesday, everybody.